Hi friend, welcome again to the Devotion Room, a sacred space for reflection, for quiet moments, and for hearing the heartbeat of God. I'm so glad you're here, truly. Today's episode is for those who've experienced loss, whether it's a relationship, a dream, a loved one, or even a version of yourself. I want to remind you of something powerful. God sees what you've lost, and He knows how to restore. Naomi once said, "Don't call me Naomi, call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter." Ruth 1:20. She had lost everything. Her husband, her sons, her future. Her hands were empty. Her heart was broken. And maybe you've been there too. When life shifts so suddenly and grief takes up space you didn't invite. But the book of Ruth doesn't end in chapter 1. Ruth stays with Naomi. They return to Bethlehem, and in a story filled with quiet redemption, God begins to rebuild what was lost. By chapter 4, Naomi is holding a grandson in her arms, a child who would become part of the lineage of King David, and eventually Jesus. The women said to Naomi, "Praise be to the Lord, who this day has not left you without a guardian redeemer. He will renew your life and sustain you in your old age." Ruth 4:14-15. Naomi went from bitter to blessed, from broken to held, from empty to full, not because everything went back to the way it was, but because God brought something new out of the ashes. Friend, if you're mourning today, if you're asking, can anything good come out of this, I want you to hear this deeply. God is not done with your story. He's the God who sees, the God who restores, the God who gently gathers all the shattered pieces and builds something meaningful, even when we can't imagine how. Loss doesn't have the final word. Even when it feels like all is gone, God is still writing, still weaving, still healing. You may not see the full picture yet. You may not feel whole, but you are not forgotten. He sees what you've lost, and He's holding space for what He's going to restore. Thank you for sitting with me in this moment of quiet hope. If today's message touched something tender in your heart, share it with someone who needs to be reminded that their story isn't over either. Until next time, may peace find you, and may restoration meet you right where you are. God bless you.